I'm Dermot Mulroney.
Hi, I'm Sal Litvak.
We're the next guests on Screen and Beyond.
On Screen and Beyond, an inside look into the entertainment world featuring interviews with people from the movie, TV, and music industry, news on upcoming TV and DVD releases, and the rumor mill. And now, here's the host of On Screen and Beyond, Brian Zemrak.
Once again, we're back together to step into the world of entertainment. This is episode 743 of On Screen and Beyond. I'm your host, Brian Zemrak, and this is a show that brings you a celebrity guest each week from the movie, TV, or music industry, as well as keeping you updated on what's coming your way as far as remakes, sequels, prequels, upcoming new movies, TV and movie DVD releases, and the rumor mill. This week, Dermot Mulroney and Sal Litvak will be joining us as guests. Now, Dermot has been seen each week on NBC's hit show Chicago Fire. He has been on so many TV shows and movies over the years, including My Best Friend's Wedding with Julia Roberts, The Wedding Date, Shameless. The list is endless. And he has a new film coming our way on July 18th called Guns N' Moses, and he will fill us in on that and more. And Sal, well, he's the co-writer and the director of Guns N' Moses, and he's going to be letting us in on it too. Dermot and Sal will be joining us in a few minutes right here on Screen and Beyond. And I hope you've been going back to our reruns and checking them all out. 700 out of them there waiting for you to listen or watch. It's been an honor to have all these people on each week, and I've chatted over the 18 years with so many different people, including Gary Sinise of Forrest Gump, Melanie Linsky of the Yellow Jackets, and Eric Braeden of The Young and the Restless, and the legend Mickey Rooney, just to name a few. So be sure to check those out. You can catch all of those and more in audio wherever you get your podcasts, or you can see the videos of some on Spotify and on YouTube, mostly this past year. And that's when we started doing the video portion. So subscribe or on whatever podcast platform you use, whether it's Apple Podcasts, Amazon, Alexa, Podbeam, or on Spotify for audio, or on Spotify or on YouTube for the video versions. And be sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook. We're there. Check us out, and we have a lot of entertainment news coming our way. So let's get right into it. It's time for remakes, sequels, and prequels on Screen and Beyond.
Please hang up and try again.
Remake, sequels, and prequels. Bill Pullman and Rick Moranis will return in their Spaceball roles for a sequel to the original film. Mel Brooks is also scheduled to return in his role as Yogurt. Word is that Roadhouse 2 will likely start production in September, and Glenn Close and Billy Porter have joined the cast of The Hunger Games, Sunrise and the Reaping. They just keep putting more and more people into that film. October 24th, look for Mortal Kombat 2 to arrive in theaters. And the Mario Bros. Movie 2 will be released in theaters on April 3rd, 2026. So get ready for that. And that's it for remakes, sequels, and prequels. Coming up next on Screen and Beyond, upcoming new movies. Upcoming new movies, Dwayne Johnson will star in Breakthrough as a motivational guru who manipulates a young man. Matthew McConaughey will star in a retelling movie of the Mike Hammer books. And of course, they've had books and TV shows and movies about Mike Hammer. We'll see what he can do with that one. And here's some exciting news for Beatle fans. Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr will work together once again on an animated film. Paul's children's book, High in the Clouds, is headed for the big screen. Now, Ringo will provide one of the voices alongside Lionel Richie, Celine Dion, Jimmy Fallon, and more. And no word if Paul is going to be lending his voice to it, but he will be writing new songs for the film, so get ready for that. And that's it for upcoming new movies. Next on Screen and Beyond, movies and TV on DVD and streaming. Movies and TV on DVD and streaming. Friday, June 20th is the day the Minecraft movie with Jack Black and Jason Momoa will begin streaming globally on Max. Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman, gets a Blu-ray release on July 8th. Also on July 8th, look for Sinners to arrive on Blu-ray, 4K, and a 4K Steelbook release. The Amateur with Rami Malek and Lawrence Fishburne races on to Blu-ray on July 8th. And 1995's Casper floats on to Blu-ray, 4K, and 4K Steelbook on August 12th. And that is it for movies and TV on DVD and streaming. Coming up next on Screen and Beyond, it's TV and entertainment time. TV and entertainment time. It has been announced that there will be a second season for Tucci in Italy on Net Geo. And meanwhile, Netflix is looking at another classic TV remake. A remake of 1974's Land of the Lost is in the works. No details at this point, but the original starred both Wesley Ure and Kathy Coleman, both past guests here on Screen and Beyond, so be sure to check that out. And no word if they will be involved in the retelling. I saw them 2 weeks ago, and I didn't even know about this coming up, so we don't know. I would have asked them. And Fubar with Arnold Schwarzenegger is back on Netflix for season 2. That's it for TV and entertainment time. Coming up, our guest from Chicago Fire and his new film Guns N' Moses will be joining us. Dermot Mulroney and the director of Guns N' Moses, Sal Litvak, next, right here on Screen and Beyond. This week on Screen and Beyond, our guests are from the new movie Guns N' Moses, which lands in theaters on July 18th. One is the director and co-writer of the film, and the other is one of the stars of the hit TV show Chicago Fire. Over the years, he has appeared on Arrested Development, Station 19, Shameless, Friends, and in My Best Friend's Wedding, Longtime Companion, The Family Stone, and so many others. It's Dermot Mulroney and Sal Litvak. Sal, Dermot, welcome to On Screen and Beyond.
Thank you.
Great to be with you.
Thanks for having us.
First off, I have to let you know that this was a fantastic movie. You guys did a great job.
That's right.
Thank you.
I mean, it was touching at one point. It was suspenseful. It was twists and turns like, I couldn't even get into it, figure out what was going on here. But this was a very good movie. You did a great job on this.
Much appreciated. We worked so hard. It was made outside the Hollywood system, which is to say that instead of having 3 months to shoot it, we had 1 month to shoot it, and took tremendous generosity and collegiality and collaboration from everyone involved. And what a joy and an honor to work with Dermot, whose work I've admired for so many years.
Yeah. Well, Sal, before we get into anything, okay, I would like you to let our audience know an idea of what the film is about without giving away everything, because there's so many things that could be easily given away.
I mean, at its heart, it's about Jews under attack, fighting back. And imagine what could be more relevant these days. But we wrote it, my wife and I, and we shot it long before the attack on October 7th. There has been a rising danger to Jews and the Jewish community in America and beyond for a long time. And we have to be responsible for our own safety. And it's also true that there's corruption in this country and that there are people who benefit from keeping us divided, and uncovering who benefits from that and why they're doing it. It cuts right to the mystery that's at the heart of the movie.
And Dermot, how did you get involved with the film?
Well, I jumped at the chance. I actually, there's such wonderful roles in the film, and I'm joining a great ensemble cast. I think you see me there with Neil McDonough. But each of the characters, well, not each of them, some of them are quite frankly who they are, but some of the other characters play on multiple levels, and they expose a storyline involving huge misunderstandings and where people are, as Sal intended, profiting from depicting conflict in communities that doesn't even exist, or they're intensifying it by using media against each side. So it's a very tough topic to cover. It's a great place for a thriller mystery. So this is how the movie plays in a classic genre sense. You don't know what's up and you don't know who done it, but it unravels like a detective thriller. It's just set in a kind of a difficult context right now. It's challenging films. It's that's what that's one of the things that's harder to have Hollywood do. So you need outside artists to walk in those gray areas a lot of the time. So that attracted me to this film.
Yeah, it's. I've said this so many times on my show, is that if you want to see a movie that's not men in tights and all this other stuff, and it's with a story, that's always good. Go see an independent film, because they're just so good, and a lot of people miss out on them.
Hi, this is Anthony Russo on Screen and Beyond.
Dermot, with all the different things that you've done in your life, working on this thing with Sal, how did you determine which role you were going to put Dermot in? I mean, you could have played any of these.
Well, and I attempted to play one or two. The way films are broken down, and you get pockets of timing on schedules of when you can work. So that was part of what determined it. And I found myself remarkably with Mark Feuerstein, who's the terrific action star of the film and a great dramatic actor. I think you see him there with Neil McDonough, who's an old friend I've worked with in another film that carries a great message in an action style. It's a Western called The Warrant. Of all things, I worked with Christopher Lloyd in this scene as well, who makes an incredibly dramatic and story point appearance in the film. And I hadn't worked with him since 1990. Wow. On another great film that carries a strong message of community and seeing after your people, called Angels in the Outfield, that people still love and remember. So the whole experience had great continuity for me, and the story itself in the movie carries some of that as well.
Yeah. Now, Sal, you had Dermot, you had Neil McDonough, you had Christopher Lloyd. How did you get these amazing people in your movie, and the rest of the cast? I don't want to leave them out, but of course these people are the top ones. And I got to tell you, Christopher Lloyd's speech in the picture that you're showing right now, when the Clay takes the brownie, he could win an Oscar for that. The writing was so good, and his presentation of it is just amazing.
I appreciate that very much, and I give a lot of credit to my wife Nina, my co-writer. It had to be in the script, and I tend to, maybe my strength is dialogue and structure, but she's all about character. And at the end of the day, it's all about the characters. When Christopher Lloyd came on, he's not an old Jew from Eastern Europe, but he is a fine actor. Just like Dermot, these are people who, they don't just take on a role. They don't just show up. They're prepared. And Christopher hired his own dialect coach so that he could have that Eastern European accent and tell his harrowing tale. And it's not just a story that's there for the sake of telling it. It is at the very center of why the rabbi has doubts about the official story that the police are releasing, why he has to do his own investigation.
Hi, this is Annie Potts, and I'm on Screen and Beyond.
Now, Dermot, do you look for a certain role when you're looking into a film like this? Is there, or like you say, it's, you've got scheduling and all that too, but
that aside, if you're asking what types of roles, that the way I'd answer that is in the reverse. The types of people who've given me the opportunities of playing these complex roles, even if they're not the biggest part in the film, it's just been an amazing, an array of incredible variety. people have bestowed such trust in me for roles that are key to the storyline. Right. While I'm looking at Christopher's face, I think again about Angels in the Outfield. I was in that movie for about 4 or 5 scenes, and a very small role, but so impacting. My point being, too, over so many years, these films, even one scene like Christopher's here, will live on. So that's what we make films for, as you alluded to earlier, Brian.
Yeah. Well, Sal and Dermot, I like I say, I gotta urge people to look for this movie because it is just it's not what I thought it would be, to be honest. And I didn't know what to expect, but of course, as the movie went on, I still didn't know what I was going to expect because things were changing. So you guys are good at that, changing things around and everything.
Well, Sal, how can people find the film out?
Yeah,
they can learn right now about it and see the teaser and soon the trailer at gunsandmosesmovie.com. And it opens in theaters across America on July 18th. And see it with people that you don't necessarily agree with. On politics and other kinds of issues. You'll have a lot to talk about, and you'll learn something about each other and yourself as a result of seeing this thriller mystery on the edge of your seat in a theater.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Sal and Dermot, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to join us here. If we have time for one quick question from both of you, I'd like to just get this in, taking us away from this movie, which everybody should be looking for in July. And the question is, when you sit back and relax, what do you enjoy watching? What are some TV shows or movies that you like?
Gosh, catch me off guard.
Sal, go ahead. You first.
While you're thinking, I'll say I love thrillers. I mean, this really is my favorite genre. It's my first thriller, but I've been waiting to make one all my life.
Sorry to jump in, but make sure you mention how you prepared.
Yeah. When we set out to make this movie, Nina and I set up a projector in our living room, and we watched a thriller a day for 2 years. We just really went to school on the genre and tried to honor the greats, the Hitchcocks and the De Palmas and the Coppolas, the Scorseses, and so many other great thrillers. And, it's a tough genre because you got to entertain, you got to keep the suspense up. But if it's going to work, it's because of the characters. That's what it's all about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just last night, I was watching Stranger Things again with my teenager. It's a wonderful series, of course, and I'm in the second season, and I saw an old friend of mine, Sean Astin, turns in an incredible performance in those couple of episodes. So I just wanted to tip my hat to him. We worked together when he was a teenager, and I was maybe 22. So that shows you something about community and over time how things come back around. It's amazing to see him. I would mention this after I'd stopped watching that in the early evening last night. Sean Astin texted me out of the blue about 5 minutes after I'd just seen him and thought, golly, it's great to see Sean. So now I get to put that out in the world too. There will be a reason we shall see.
Brian, let me add one more thing. When you talk about independent movies that live for a long time, people should see Living in Oblivion. Dermot plays the DP in this independent movie set from hell, years ago, black and white, unbelievable movie.
That name call out too. I agree with you and recommend it. Living in Oblivion, 1994.
Yeah. Yep. And if they can see it in a theater, we gotta help out the theater.
You got to see Guns and Moses in a theater. Definitely. Absolutely. Groups coming. Very few movies are going to get groups coming from synagogues, from churches, from Second Amendment groups, and from peace coalitions. I mean, it's a very unusual movie. Come and see it with a friend.
Thank you so much, guys, for joining me.
Thank you. Take care, Brian. Thank
All
you.
the best.
And a big shout out going to Dermot Mulroney and Sal Litvak for sharing with us today. And keep an eye out for their new film, Guns and Moses, on July 18th in theaters. Good film. Be sure to check it out. And you can subscribe, download episodes of On Screen and Beyond on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. Please be sure to tell a friend. leave a either a review or the 5-star review. That would be great, and helps us out. Has more people get the notifications that On Screen and Beyond is out here. We've been here for a long time, but always looking for more guests to share and listen, watch the new episodes of On Screen and Beyond, or the old ones. So be sure to check that out. Some of their favorite stars will be there. And be sure to check out On Screen and Beyond merchandise on onscreenandbeyond.com. We have t-shirts, hats, mugs, like this one over here, coffee mug, and sweatshirts and more. And that's it. That's a wrap for this episode of On Screen and Beyond. So until next time, when we once again take you on screen and beyond, I'm Brian Zemrak. Take care.